Hello YouTube, back again today with another lighter review and repair. Today we have a Ronson Standard lighter. I believe this model is made between 1946 and 1949, as it's newer than the wartime model but still has the Canadian patent number, which they dropped in 1950. This lighter is engraved with the initials HWB, and the Ronson Standard lighter was manufactured between 1928 and 1953. At least 76 designs were made for this model. Early models of this lighter were marketed as the Ronson D-Light Standard. Alright, let's pick it up and see if we can't get a look at the bottom here. There we are. This model was made in Newark, New Jersey, in the United States, and I believe some models were made in England and some were made in Canada. I thought this would be a simple repair, just like the last one that I did, the Zippo Slim. It seems to have a good wick, and it has a flint in it even still, with the striker wheel is just a bit stuck on the action. So I figured I would take apart screw here and see if I couldn't clean it up a little and get it working in good shape. Alright, let's jump right in and take that screw out. First I'll grab one of my handy dandy screwdrivers here. And it looks like there's no corrosion on this, so it should come out fairly easy, as it's seeming to. I want to keep a finger over this so as when the screw comes out I don't lose all my components flying all over the place. Alright, I loosened up the screw off camera a little bit just to cheat. Alright, come out there. Oops, important not to lose that. For the other side. Alright, now that we have that loosened up, we can pull out the pin here that holds everything in place. Oop. Like I said, you want to be careful because there is a spring in there and it will come shooting apart. Alright. Let's take your pieces down here. Alright, so now that we have the lighter apart, I have my pieces laid out here. This is the screw and pin that holds everything together here. This is the capper, which will cover the wick and put out the flame. Here we have the locking mechanism that holds the cap in place with the button mechanism, which strikes the lighter. This is the spring that keeps that firm and puts it back in place once its pressure is released from the button. This is the spring for the flint and the flint wheel itself, and of course the main body of the lighter. Now, upon observation, it seems like there's no actual repair here as much as it is just cleaning things up so it'll run smoother. So with that being said, I'm going to take an old toothbrush here and start by cleaning the flint wheel. This flint wheel is quite dirty and the grooves are yucked up with old flint and just time. So I think by just taking a firm toothbrush, cleaning it up a little bit, that should help it strike more easy on the flint and also help it to come back down once you take the pressure off the button. Alright, so now we have the main wheel cleaned up. I think we can focus a bit on the main body of the lighter. The main body of the lighter doesn't appear to be too bad, and I don't want to use anything too abrasive, so I think what I'm going to do is just clean it up a bit with a microfiber cloth. I won't be doing anything special, as I'll mainly just be wiping down the components that should have moving parts close in their proximity. That way anything that was gunking them up has a potential to move freely now. Alright, I didn't want to bore anybody by just scrubbing it down off screen. I did not go through it 100%, but I did clean it up a lot more, so that way I think the wheel will spin freely. I don't want to get it 100% clean, as I intend to use it once I get it up and running. With the main body cleaned up, I would like to just see if the spring and button flow freely in the mechanism without anything else attached, as it might be a problem of pinching between the holding points here. But the action on this seems like it's really smooth and doesn't seem to be held up or bind anywhere. The spring pushes it right back into place, so I think that'll be good to go. Because the capper also spins between the posts, I just wanted to make sure as well that there's no issue of pinching. I know this locker mechanism is supposed to go in between, but if it was pinched, it would still not fit so easy in there. Appears to fit easy in there. It doesn't have any problems, so I think we're ready for reassembly. Alright, so first you want to drop your button spring with button back in the hole. I like to put the spring in first, just so that way you know it goes all the way down, and then drop the button in. And then we'll want to take our capper and our lock mechanism and just make sure we have them in the right place. This is the locking mechanism that goes on the Flint wheel under the capper, and is what will allow the capper to move up and down when the button is depressed and released. This is fairly easy to get back into place, as you just lock it onto the Flint wheel and hold it into place when you put the Flint wheel back in the capper. I'll perfect it off camera, but I was just doing this to give you guys the gist. So now that the striker wheel and lock washer are back in place, we can begin to reassemble the lighter on the base. Now you want to hold the button down, but not all the way, as you want to get your capper in there. You want to make sure your teeth line up, that it sits level when the button is at flush. So with that, you'll take your pin and boy, she'll glide right in, as this one did. You can take your finger off it again, and she'll hold in place. Now before I screw it together, I would like to see if the action on this is any better, which I suspect it will be. Yep. Nice. Alright, so we can go ahead and finish the last few details here. I'm going to go ahead and screw the little screw back in off screen, and then we can fill it up and see if she works. Alright, now that we got it back together, and check and see how the action is on it. That's working much better. It's throwing a good spark, so let's go ahead and put some gas in it. We'll start first by grabbing our handy dandy screwdriver, and we'll just be taking the fill screw off the bottom. It's a little tough, probably hasn't been done in a while. Alright, we had to grab the big guns. Wow, that fuel cap was on there tight, almost like it hadn't been taken off in many years. Alright, so now that that's open, the rayon looks good, and I think we can just fill it up a bit. Alright, I'll take my lighter fluid here. Like I said in previous videos, I use the Ronson. I don't think it matters which brand you use. I just happen to like this one, and it's what's cheapest. Alright. Ooh, filled up quick. Alright, we'll go ahead and screw our fuel cap back on. Alright, now that the fuel is properly run through the wick, we should be able to light. There we are. 1940s Ronson Standard lighter. Back in action. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time with another lighter.